What up, everybody? It's your boy Ash, guys. I'm coming to you guys again, this time with my first ever review of the Black Clover manga series. And in this video, we're going to talk about manga chapter 263, titled Shadow Intel, guys. And I'm so excited to start to do these reviews of Black Clover. I've been following the series for a long time. I've been on and off with our anime, but I've really religiously read the manga. I love it, and now I really wanted to start reviewing it, and now is getting super intense. We're in the middle of the Spade Kingdom arc here. We've got devil hosts all over the place, guys. The dark triads are doing their thing. They came in, busted stuff up here. They took Yami, they took vengeance, and now they got some dark plans in store for our boy Yami here, who, if you guys don't know yet, is my favorite Black Clover character by a lot. Yami is awesome, but I have a strong second now, and that guy is Nacht, guys. Nacht makes his appearance, vice captain of the Black Bulls. Finally, in chapter 261 and 262, we get introduced to Nacht. He was undercover, the Spade Kingdom, doing his thing, getting intel here, probably sent by Yami or Julius. Then we find out Julius knows a little bit about this as well, but my boy Nacht is a bad ass, period. Boy is so dope. Gosh, he shows out in this chapter. The hype was so real, guys. Okay, I'm gonna monologue. Let's get into this chapter. This chapter starts off with an awesome color spread. There's a popularity poll in Japan. Obviously, Asta got number 1. Naturally, Yami got number 2. I was surprised by number 3 is Charlotte. Charlotte got number 3, which is cool. Yuno is 4, which Yuno is a gangster as well. So Yuno got 4, and the rest don't really matter all that much here. You can kind of guesstimate. Black Clover characters. And we got Leopold there as well, who's an outside, but most of them are Black Bulls. So really cool. The top 4 were interesting. Especially Charlotte at number 3. I didn't see that coming. But jumping into this chapter, guys, we pick up where we left off in chapter 262. Nacht and Asta make their appearance suddenly in the captain's meeting. The only vice captain there was Yuno and now Nacht. And of course, the captain's taken by surprise, all activate their powers instantly here. And even Yuno is shocked by this, but Nacht, oh my God, just the display of power. I love displays of power in anime and manga series here. There's been so many cool ones when a character just oozes power to show everybody else and kind of put people in their place. Nacht kind of does that in this chapter. All the captains stand up, getting ready to attack, and Nacht releases his devil powers, and 4 more devils pop out of nowhere and grab the captains. We get a cat one, there's like a bull mask one, there's like some kind of dog one, and then there's like a crow, some kind of bird one with wings. And they grab Jack, Nozel, and some of the other captains, guys. Such a badass scene, and everyone is shook. You see that bead of sweat on everyone's side of the face. Asta's like, man, he had 4 more devils in him. And even, what is his name? Not Leo, his brother is just shocked by the sudden appearance, and he did it instantly popped up 4 more devils and surrounded the captains. This was great. And he's like, I believe I'm qualified to be at this meeting. And the person that steps up for him is Julius. Julius is like, he's right. He's the vice captain. He was undercover in the Spade Kingdom spying, but even I didn't know that he was a devil host. So maybe Nacht acquired the devil powers while in the Spade Kingdom. He learned how they did it and did it on his own. Or he developed this with Yami, and Yami knew of it and sent him in there to learn more about his own powers and figure out what the Spade Kingdom is doing. Such an awesome character. So much depth that can be found in this as well. So I'm really excited to learn more about Nacht, what he's done. But he starts to tell us a little bit of the information. This is where the shadow intel comes. And my theory about Nacht, just to go back a little bit, is that he has a shadow magic power. He's able to go in and out of shadows, control shadows. We kind of saw that when he stopped Asta going after him, when he brought shadow arms out of the shadow of the building and pinned Asta down. So I think he has a shadow magic, and he uses that as spy, or to spy. He can go in and out of shadows. It makes him extremely elusive and hard to find, which is why he was able to go so deep into the Spade Kingdom and spy and learn all their secrets. So he relaxes the captains. They finally all sit down, and he starts to share his intel about what's going on. So, and before they get into that, Jack is like, wait a second, I know you. I've seen you with Yami before. And we see a quick flashback with him and Yami. Yami's got his sword on his hip. It looks like he's about to draw it. And Nacht is right next to him with this creepy smile on his face. And Nacht in his devil form is like, that man is gone. So I don't know what's going on with that. That's crazy if the former Nacht was kind of like killed off and the devils kind of took over his body. I don't know. But even Jack is a little taken back by this here. But nonetheless, Nacht is like, we're short on time. Let's get into what's going on in the Spade Kingdom. So we learn about the advent of, and I'm going to butcher this word, the Qilfoth. I don't know what it is. The Qilfoth, whatever the tree is, the advent is going to begin in 7 days, guys, here. So in those 7 days, they're going to use Yami and Vengeance as sacrificial pawns to give to the devils as a sacrifice, as I said, sacrifice to open all 7 gates. So it's 7 days, 7 gates. I assume it's 1 gate per day. And they're using Vengeance and Yami's bodies as catalysts. And when all 7 gates are open, Yami and Vengeance will be killed. But not a day sooner. All 7 gates have to be open for Vengeance and Yami to be killed. So he starts to talk about this. The captains are all listening to this, and they're a little crazy, or they're getting a little nervous from what's inside. Nacht goes on to tell the captains that each level of this Qilfoth tree has different devils in it, and the devils are power scaled from high to low, or low to high, based on the levels. So the lower level devils, which are the same strength as the dark triad that we find out. So the lower level devils are the same as the dark triad that just walked in and wrecked everybody. So that's crazy to think about. And as you get deeper into those levels, the devils get stronger. So Nacht starts to tell the captains this, and you see them all kind of like nervous and shook. They saw what the dark triad did. They took out probably the 2 strongest captains in Yami and Vengeance with probably little effort. That Bone guy came in and just messed people up. I don't know about the other 2, but that Bone guy's got some stuff. He's strong and should not, I think he'll be the main villain of the dark triads. So he says that, but he says that when the 7th gate is open, that's when the world ends. When Lucifero, the strongest devil, I believe, is what we have to assume. Lucifero, the final devil, the world will be finished, is what Nacht says. So that's crazy to think about, that the strongest devil, Lucifero, and he looks huge. From the silhouette we see of him, he looks huge. He's got like 4 wings. Looks like he's got a crown on. He might be the king of the devils. So it would be interesting to see his power level compared to the devil that Asta killed, the one who could use word magic. And when that day comes, Yami and Vengeance would also be killed because all 7 gates would be open. So we find that out. That's crazy information. But no, now they know that they have a chance to save Yami and Vengeance. If as long as they keep the gates closed before the 7th day, they'll still be alive. That's great news. So Nacht's plan, as he tells them, is that in 3 days, they are going to invade the Spade Kingdom and try to save Yami and Vengeance here. So that's a great plan. I love where this is going. But before that, he starts to talk about why the Spade Kingdom is doing this here. And this is, again, one of my favorite scenes of this chapter. He's like, the Magic Brigade has seen this a lot, where people do random acts of violence, not for any reason, but for their own enjoyment, just for themselves, for no benefit to anything else. Unjust evil is what he calls it. And he says the gods may forgive them, the devils may forgive these people. And he's talking about this dark triad and all their evildoers who just do terrible, gruesome, awful things to people for no reason at all, just for their own enjoyment, for their own gains. He calls that unjust evil in his face. And I'm going to make this face, guys, the cover of this video so you'll know what I'm talking about. This face he makes is insane. He's like, even if God and devils forgive them, I never will. Oh my God. That is such a cool face. And after he makes that intense face, he immediately goes to a smile. His character is so back and forth. I love it. I love everything about Nacht. He's such a badass. But as he says that, he's like, so I'm going to make this guy the ultimate warrior as he pats Asta's back. His anti-magic has the capability that we saw against the other devil to be the catalyst to taking down the devils and the dark triad. He wants to build a force around Asta, so I am assuming Nacht is going to train Asta, get him proficient in his devil powers, how to control his devil, and how to use him on command, and what his black arm is. And after he's trained and ready to go, in 3 days, mind you, in 3 days, he's going to create a force, and it looks like with all the captains and people who can stand up to devils, the super force, probably the strongest ever created in the Black Clover Kingdom. And he's going to take the fight to the Spade Kingdom. He says this time it's our turn to strike. So the Dark Triads got the first blow. Now it's time for the counterattack. Avengers, assemble. So that's pretty much what's going on, guys. What an insane chapter. We get a lot of information on the Spade Kingdom. Their plans to open all 7 gates to release all the devils here. And if that 7th devil, not that 7, there's 10 devils. If the 10th devil, the final devil, Lucifero, is released, that's the end. The world is going to end. There's nothing that can stop him. So I kind of want to see what he looks like. I hope it doesn't get to that point, but I kind of want to see what Lucifero looks like here, his powers, and if anyone's able to stop him. And I want to learn so much more about Nacht. We've seen Nacht in 3 chapters. I'm a huge fan already. I love Nacht. I think he's awesome. Such a badass, but he knows his limits, and I like that as well. So I want to know his backstory, his relationship with Yami. He said that before, that he doesn't even like Yami, but he respects Yami's strength. I think we can recognize that. So their dynamic is interesting, and kind of what he means by that guy is gone. Like what he was talking about, his old self, the guy that Jack saw with Yami all that time ago. So I'm interested to see more about that, guys. That's my review. Comment below with your favorite part of chapter 263. Your thoughts on the shadow intel that Nacht shared with everybody here. Do you think that they can create a force strong enough to take on 10 devils? I mean, it took the entire Clover Kingdom to take on 1 devil before. So we'll see how that goes, guys. I'm excited. Maybe they'll combine their efforts with the Heart Kingdom and the other kingdoms to see how that goes here. And the Diamond Kingdom, obviously they've built a relationship with the Diamond Kingdom as well. So maybe it'll be an all-out force with Nacht and Asta at the helm. I'm excited to learn more about that, guys. So comment below with your favorite part of 263. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell, all the good stuff, guys. I'll come again next week with another review of chapter 264 of Black Clover, guys. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate all the love. I'll see you guys next week. Peace. Have a fantastic day.